life of a consultant video, I always show the purely consulting side of the work. But as some of you guys know, if you've been longer time viewers of this channel, I have a blog. Obviously I do this YouTube channel, and I've got a fintech business, and I do some digital marketing freelancing on the side. And there's lots of people that ask me, how do you do everything? So I thought I'd show you a series of more vlog style videos so you can see how I manage my time, and you can see that I'm not some kind of superhero. I am just a very normal person who manages to squeeze a lot into their life. So today I've actually taken a vacation day because I'm going up to central London because I'm going to meet my business coach today, and you guys are going to come with me. But that's not the only thing we're doing today. We are doing a heap of super exciting stuff. Obviously meeting the business coach, but also going to meet the non-exec director on the board of the Fintech. In fact, we're having like a whole company meeting. And then this afternoon I'm going to be actually volunteering in a school with some of my colleagues. It's the end of a series where we've been teaching kids digital skills, and it's like the big showcase bit where they're going to present everything back, and I'm super excited. And then we're going to have a cheeky Nando's after. In between all of that, we need to film the next YouTube video, which will actually be out prior to this one, so it'll be the last video, so check that out, link in the description. And I've got a couple of blogs that I need to write, and so there is loads of stuff to do today. But the time is 8:36. I have been procrastinating about getting up for the last hour, so we're actually going to get up now. Right, I'm not gonna lie, a choice has been made. Look at that absolute beauty. Okay, I was rushing the last one, so they're a little bit burnt, but they don't look too bad. The thing about pancakes is that I always overestimate how many I can eat, but never mind. We live and do not learn. So I had a quick look just to check that I was had my timings right for the day. Turns out that the coaching is at 11:30, not 11, so I actually have half an hour extra than I thought I had. So instead of rushing straight up to London, what I'm going to do is just take a moment to look at some of the feedback from the user feedback session for my Fintech app last night. So if you are new to the channel, firstly, welcome. But that means you may only know me as a consultant and not by my alter ego, which is the founder of a Fintech app. I created the idea of this app to try and help other people achieve what I'd achieved, but in a way that was easier. We went through a bunch of kind of very early user session, and that actually turns out 2 out of the key 3 features weren't really going to fly with the target market. So we've done a pivot based on the one feature that really landed with this audience, which is the comparator tool. But the thing is, there are so many things in the investing world that you can compare. So we needed to pick a niche, and ESG investing is growing massively across the globe, right? Not just in the UK, but everywhere. And people are becoming more and more cognizant of how they're investing their money and what their investments are ultimately being used for by the companies they're investing in. So what we've created is we've rebranded to Integravesting, which is a combination of integrity plus investing, and the product is a comparator tool for different ESG investments for your kind of standard retail investor, i.e. you and me. So what we did yesterday was we took the prototype of the app to King's College London Economics and Finance Society, and we basically got them to play with it and to give us some feedback on it. That was last night, so I am going to have a look at the feedback now. But whatever this feedback says, right, I haven't seen it, so I don't know what it's going to say. They could all hate it. I don't know. Whatever it says, it's okay. Because I can't tell you how absolutely sick it feels, and I know how uncool I sound saying that word. I just can't tell you how incredible the feeling is to take something which I've sat here, literally right here, and thought of from a completely blank piece of paper to something that people can go and interact with. We can talk about our values, we can talk about our identity as a company, we can talk about what we stand for, we can talk about who we are, and there's 2 of us now, and for Poppy and I to be able to stand there and credibly show a thing and people find us credible, well, I don't know, we'll find out if they did, but at least in the session they nodded like they found us credible. It's amazing. It's truly amazing. So the feedback, it's generally pretty positive, and those that aren't positive are constructive, so that is positive in my view. We didn't give anybody anything to attend. There was no incentive, there was no nothing. Or is that a double negative? There was no nothing? Would be a nothing. We didn't give them anything to attend, not even free food. So I am pretty confident that any positive their responses they're giving, not because we've incentivized them. I also based the questions on a book that I read called The Mum Test, and I'll leave a link in the description. And it's basically a book about how can you ask questions about whether people think your idea is a good idea or not, in a way that even your mum couldn't lie to you and say, yes, darling, it's a wonderful idea. So I'm also pretty confident that the questions that we've asked are not leading. And it's going to be particularly useful later today because we're actually going to be meeting a guy called Simon, who's our non-exec director, and Poppy and I are going to meet with him later because he's helping us refine our pitch book, because we are just at the point now, I think, where we've proven the market in the gap and we've proven our solution, so we need some funding to make it happen, because it does require quite a lot of complex development, and particularly like machine learning type stuff, which can't be done for free. So that's very exciting. However, I now have to leave the house in 7 minutes, so I'm gonna gulp this tea, get changed out of these clothes, and we're gonna head up to London. Let's go. We're ready. The place I'm meeting my coach is super cool, so I'm trying to go for sophisticated with a hint of cool. Have we achieved that? I don't know. You guys decide. Well, that was a really fun and useful session. Learned a lot, as always, and I'll drop a link to Sian's website in the description. Loads to reflect on, loads to think about. So much has happened since I last met her. Some of it I can talk about on the channel here, around like the growing of my business and like my blog and sort of how I'm choosing to spend my time. One of the things I really struggle with, both as like a corporate employee as well as an entrepreneur and a blogger and YouTube stuff as well, is like I really struggle with my time management, which is ironic because obviously it's partly why I'm making these videos, but I find that I take on way too much and I do loads of stuff. Like I have great breadth but not very much depth, so I'm like end up doing a lot of stuff either pretty averagely or doing a lot of stuff for loads of time and never switching off, and then eventually that impacts and becomes the start of burnout again. And I'm trying to kind of break the burnout boomerang cycle, so that's one of the things that Sian and I are working through to kind of help me, both from a growing my business perspective but also for me as a founder, because especially when you've got a small business, like the business's identity and the founder's identity are very, very closely related. I obviously couldn't really film in the club. It's called Homegrown. You can Google it, but it's amazing, and there are so many very, very successful people there. And I had massive imposter syndrome when I walked in. You know, I turned up today like wearing my power outfit. Like it's not really, but it's just like my go-to outfit for work, and I was like, yeah, it's all going to be really exciting, it's going to be really fun. And then I turned up and like I just felt, I mean, like look in the background, right? Look in the background. Look at all of these amazing, like really posh buildings. Look at them all. Look at them all. I just walked in and like it's so nice in there. I was like, do I deserve to sit here? And it felt really, really uncomfortable initially, and we talked a little bit about that actually, like why do you feel the imposter syndrome? Why does that feel so almost overwhelming to be there? But it was really great, and I'll be honest, I was hoping to get like a lot of stuff done whilst I was there as well. I was hoping to kind of write another blog. We're supposed to also be meeting with Poppy and Simon to talk about wrapping up the bits on the pitch deck. Again, unfortunately that didn't happen. It's my fault. I had to move it because something came up at work that I couldn't move. I used to allow work to just impede on my vacation time as and when, but now I'm really trying to be intentional about only letting the things that are very urgent encroach on my personal time. All about kind of valuing your time and again time management, right? But this one was genuine. I would do it again if I were in the same situation, so I'm okay with that. I'm comfortable with that. Now it's 10 to 3. I am on my way to the volunteering, so let's go and teach some kids some digital skills. Let's go. It's also such a nice day to come up to London and, you know, just have a look around out there, right? Look how lovely that is. I definitely feel like this change of scenery is really helping. So earlier on in the week, I was sort of feeling like getting out of the house was a big struggle. Maybe it's because it was cold, or maybe it's just, I don't know. We all have those times, right, where you don't necessarily feel like your normal energetic self, and earlier in this week it was definitely one of them. But I definitely feel that coming out here now and coming up to London and just travelling a little bit and switching up the scene, that's it, switching up the scene and changing space. Something Sean and I were really talking about, like changing space and how that relates to changing your mindset. It's definitely been really helpful. And even though I haven't necessarily accomplished what I wanted to accomplish whilst I was working in the club after our session, I'm okay with that, because actually I've achieved something much greater than that, which is I've re-energized myself in doing what, there's a person in the middle of the road. Everyone's very cross about it. I've accomplished something more than that. I've got myself out of the house, I've broken the cycle, I've pulled myself out of the rut. And so no, I didn't write one, I was hoping to write 2 blogs, and I haven't even written 1 blog, right? I've written a third of 1 blog. But that's okay, because the momentum that I've got from doing this is going to push me through for the rest of the week. And you know what? I'm on a vacation day, and I'm in London, and it's not raining. It's nice and warm. Don't even need a coat. Life could be worse right now. It is now 10:26, and I've just got home after the cheeky Nando's that we had from after our volunteering. The volunteering was absolutely brilliant, but today has looked completely different to what I thought it would look like. And so does my hair. Here we are. So what I'm going to do is, I feel very dirty from all the London dirt, so I'm just going to have a quick shower, and then I'm going to put my jammies on, and I'm going to talk a little bit about why today looked different, why that's okay. And I think what I'm going to do is, I was originally going to do just like a day in the life of, but I haven't got as much to show you as I thought I would, and I'm going to explain why I'm okay with that, and why I'm going to pivot this video, and I'm going to do like 24 hours with a consultant, 24 and a bit hours with a consultant, because tomorrow is going to be super, super, super productive. And today is also productive, but in a different way. So here's how I thought today was going to go. I thought what would happen is I would have a quick breakfast, write a blog before I go. I would get up to London, have my coaching session. I'd have 90 minutes before I'm meeting Simon and Poppy, just to make some more edits to the pitch deck. And then I thought that we'd have that session, and then I would rush over to the digital skills volunteering session at the school, and then we'd have a quick cheeky Nando's, and then we'd be back home by 7:30, 8 at the latest. I would do an hour on my turbo over there, and then I would quick shower, write another blog, or film a video, because I wanted to film video today on my multiple streams of income. That will actually be out by the time this comes out, so feel free to check that out, link in this bit, blah blah blah. Or I would write another blog, whichever I had more energy for, and then I would watch a bit of TV and just switch off, and then go to bed, and I would be in bed by like 10:30 at the latest, and then that would be it, and I'd wrap the video, blah blah blah. Well, almost none of that happened. In fact, out of everything I wanted to achieve today, I only achieved having the coaching session and doing the volunteering. And that's okay. I still class this as a productive day. Why? Well, I think the important thing is that we have to reframe how we think of productivity. Because I used to think of productivity as only measurable by the tangible outputs you produce. So, for example, if I did not produce 2 blogs and 1 video, plus attend these other things, my day was not productive. And if it was not productive, it was a waste. But I actually don't agree with that view anymore, because I think there's more than one way to frame productivity. And I realised this through my coaching sessions, really, because I now define productivity as maximizing the moment that you are in. As I was coming home, I was kind of thinking, nothing that I really wanted to do today, I did, right? What do I have to show for today? Well, I have a more cohesive, mature mindset off the back of my coaching, and I have got the satisfaction of knowing that we've changed 20 or 30 or however many kids, their lives. Not just today, but forever, because the skills that we've taught them today, they can keep for the whole of the rest of their lives. We have taught them these evergreen skills that will serve them for life. Actually, what is better to show for your day than that? And an older me would have gone, well, I didn't do the 2 blogs and the video, so I'm now going to sit here all night and make them, and that's just what we're going to do. But the new me that doesn't want to burn out, that understands this principle of energy a bit more, recognizes that it is actually better for me to switch off now, read a book, drink this peppermint tea, here it is, it looks like coffee but it's actually tea, and recharge, because I'm also off tomorrow. So what I'm going to do is, I was going to end this video here, but I'm actually going to bring you on tomorrow's journey, and I might, when I edit this video, I'll see if it's really long, then I might edit it and do it in 2 parts. So let's see how long it becomes. But I'm actually going to show you tomorrow as well, because I really want to show you that you can have 2 productive days, but they can look really different. It is now 11:30 because I rambled on, and we're going to go read a book, go to bed, and I'm going to see you in the morning. Good night.